Hello, welcome back to Revenue Search. One of the top 8,
Top 20.
top 20 Bittensor podcasts. Top 7 if you're only counting the live streams. My name's Mark Creaser, my co-host, as always, DSV's CIO and Bittensor guru, Siam Kid.
No.
Mate, you've got the t-shirt on. You've got the t-shirt.
A shout out to Town Merch Store.
I'm
Maybe.
jealous of the t-shirts. I'm going to get involved. I had a look on the store the other day. I like what I see. I didn't know what size I was going to be, but I think if you're a medium,
You're like extra large then.
brilliant. What a charmer you are. What a charmer. Right, we're back after. Well, this is another fun week in the land of Bittensor.
I feel like I live on the freaking live stream at the moment. It's like every day. Like but yeah, it's been pretty hectic. Trump, everything went crazy. Tao held its ground like a boss. Pretty much everything, all AI stuff or other AI projects, they're still pretty low. Look at Render, look at Filecoin and whatnot. So we've done well in details. It was strong. We've had a bit of a dip recently, but again, it's just temporary shit. So
Yeah. Well, it's just one guy saying all the stuff yesterday, wasn't it?
yeah. Anywho, so
What we got
today, a very exciting one, and this is Sundae Bar, and this has been sort of like a bit of a whirlwind romance. I went from both of us went from not knowing anything about Sundae Bar to having dinner, lots of cocktails, all sorts. So without further ado, I think we should bring Jill on. And okay, that way. Yep, there we go.
Oh, I'm in the middle.
Yes,
as it should be.
How's it going, Jill?
Good. You guys have a hype intro. I want to be cut into that.
Yeah, well, Raleigh is like the resident video king in Bittensor, and yeah, he does some very good videos. So yeah, I think the Sunday Bar should get like a brief on Bitcast, and then you'll get loads of stuff out.
Yes, you definitely should.
Yeah,
That is the truth.
Here.
Yeah, Bitcast is the win, and we just need to send Raleigh some more new, up-to-date footage from Revenue Search, and he'll pull us another absolute blinder together, which will be good because I'm getting a bit fed up of that one. But fantastic, great to have you on. So tell us about it. Let's kick off with who are you and how did you end up in Bittensor?
Who am I? Well, I am Jill Kenney, the CEO of Sundae Bar. Might be good to do a bit of a backstory to say how I got here. So previously, was at Red Bull for a long time, energy drink, led their media and content team for most of my early career. So really grew up in an incredible marketing giant that acts as an entrepreneurial company, even though you guys probably see how much money they pull through. And then met a gentleman named Jonathan Bixby, who has quite a few publicly listed companies in London. Many. Siam, I know you impressed with that number.
how does one person own 15 listed entities? It blows my mind.
Yeah, it's pretty
Just
cool.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was fortunate to meet him. He really sees market opportunities, when to move. It was early 2020s when gaming was popping off. And there was definitely an imbalance between what was happening in the market for women versus men. So he wanted to create a gaming company focused on women and have a woman lead it. Red Bull actually had been in gaming for a very long time. We signed our first athlete in 2008. Red Bull always sees the trends coming up. So we co-founded a company together called Padia Gaming. It was an all-women's team. It was pretty awesome. We create tech tools for people that play video games and create media and content. Created AI-powered Discord bot, which ran esports tournaments, a Twitch extension for influencers. Padia was in a great position where I was able to shift to a board, and John was in the process of merging two different companies listed on Aquis merging and relisting. So he asked me if I'd come on and take that role. So last November, jumped right in to merging two large companies and then relisting them on AIM. In Sundae Bar, from that, the company we took over was a carbon marketplace. So they bought and sold carbon credits. Obviously, the carbon market bottomed out a bit. And AI, obviously, even last year, AI was huge, but AI agents in like the fall was kind of like, this is going to be it. This is incredible. We're looking at a 50 billion by 2030. We know people are going to be integrating agents into their workflows. We know people want to improve their ROI. They want, to reduce overheads. And if you're not doing it, your competitors are. So right from last fall, we were like, it's an AI agent marketplace. We want to be the trusted place for people, developers to host, scale, monetize their agents because it's pretty fragmented. As most developers know, you're building in silos, but where are your customers finding you? So we want to be that one-stop shop for it. Um, and then we listed in June, and I found out about Bittensor in late 2024. Started following it. I have a really good advisory board. They're like, check this out. Our whole leadership team and board is very bullish on crypto. So we're always following the trends, what's hot. I could not do anything with the Tensor until we listed. Um, it's just formalities. Being a publicly listed company, I come with different governance than others. But right away it was like, it's decentralized. You have access to the best devs who are incentivized on this system, underpinned by a token that's doing very well. This can be the pipeline that drives agents to our platform. So, we were exploring it, looking at it from the get-go. And then as soon as we listed, we pulled the trigger and purchased our Subnet 121, which I think is a very nice number.
So what do you do? What is Sundae Bar? First of all, why the name, and what do you do?
So Sundae Bar is our primary business. It is the AI agent marketplace. So as a developer, you can host your agent, you can monetize your agent on the platform. So right now we have under about 200 agents on the platform. We've actually just opened it up for templates and prompts as well, because we know people are interested in purchasing those. And so on the discoverability side, as a business or an individual, that's where you go to say, okay, I need an HR agent. I work with Greenhouse. I want it to execute hiring, sourcing candidates, posting jobs. So where we are right now, I feel in the AI agent cycle is there's some really great out of the box solutions. And that's our marketplace will host those. We always will. We will keep adding more and more agents to the platform. Where we're seeing things are missing is the 20% that needs to be customizable. Because if you have that HR agent, but your database isn't Greenhouse, how is that agent integrating into your flow? So as we worked more and more with the team and developing out what Sundae Bar's Subnet 121 will be, this is where we believed we've solved for that customizable problem. So Mark, you want to have a sales analyst agent, you know exactly what you want, you come to our platform, you can insert that brief and say, this is what I want. We are getting our agent to be better and better to be able to help you discover exactly what you want. And then the whole system will push back those agents that people want to buy. Because at the end of the day, we're in the business of creating a scalable revenue generating AI agent marketplace. And then we really have with it, we have 3 really good triggers to pull from for that. We have our marketplace, we have our PLC levers.
Sorry, as an insight.
I have 3 levers. Oh yeah, I got it wrong. Oh, that's funny. So we have our marketplace, and then we have our PLC company, which gives us the ability to raise money in governance. And then the subnet is this engine that we are so excited about to fill the marketplace with agents that people actually want to buy. Because that's what we all want at the end of the day.
Okay, wait. So just to quickly going back to the 3 levers. So how are they revenue generated? So you have the PLC company, so the
Yep.
FTSE listed entity.
Yep.
How is that making revenue for Sundae Bar?
So the PLC company just gives us the ability, like the PLC is just us being publicly listed. So that's just having a like Sundae Bar is our official name is PLC. So what that does, which I think is a real benefit, is we're governed, but it also gives us the ability to raise capital.
And then the other two again, what were they again?
The platform, so our marketplace, our hub, sundaybar.ai, and then the subnet is the third.
Oh, so
And
they're separated. They're not the same thing then.
well, we all funnel into the same like home, which is our marketplace.
Yep.
But how, like, I kind of think as a marketer, I think in graphs. So our marketplace sits here, right? And this is what we all want to scale. We're going to drive massive revenue through it by people purchasing the agents on the platform. Our PLC company over here keeps us governed. And if, oh, we see a huge opportunity to blow this up, let's go raise a bunch of money, pump it in fiat, pump it into the marketplace. On the subnet side, this is supplying the marketplace. So this is where we are building a pipeline of agents to land in the marketplace, and they all support each other. Like the better our subnet does, the more emissions, the more miners get attracted to it, the better agents are coming to the platform, the better Sundae Bar does. We can go out and raise more money.
Yeah. And this is one of the things that actually compelled me, because this is the first subnet I've seen where there is a proper link to like a proper listed entity where, you know, you effectively can raise money at will and huge chunks of money at will.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the better your business does, the more attractive it is, the more you can raise and you can increase the whole thing.
Yeah. And so with the emissions, let's take the, let's call it 2-3% emissions. Can you then raise more money based on the higher emissions that you get, even though you only get owner key emissions? Or does the
Yes. Yes. So our I call it SBAR because that's our ticker on AIM. On the SBAR side, I have big teams behind me on that side. Everyone is very interested. I would say it started off as like curious, like it's a little bit hard to explain to people off the top. Bittensor, you're like it's a decentralized, incentivized network, and they're like, what? But what they see is the value in it. So what everyone is really locked into right now is they see that our subnet, the emissions are valuable assets and that the plan will support the marketplace. And that's really big for us.
That's crazy. Okay, so I mean that's absolutely fascinating. So I'm going to try and ruin everything and share my screen.
Oh yes, I like it when you do
It's
that.
impromptu. No, no. Okay, can you see Talstat?
Yes.
Cool. If I just bring our faces, hey, there are faces. Okay, so I just went on to the subnet leaderboard, and let's just say Sundae Bar gets like 3%. So
Hmm.
PTN is at 2.9. So let's just call that. So when we look at the emissions, it's 2.9% emissions, which means it gets 208 tau per day. So what you're saying is that if this was you and you had 208.73 tau per day and price of tau, let's just call it 400, technically you can claim that Sundae Bar is making $83,000 a day in revenue, and that will help raise more money if you needed to.
Well, we would flip that and say that we have $83,000 worth of like operational costs because we are using that like on our emissions. We're gonna hold like we are in this for the long term. We see the long term value of that. But when you look at that number, how we're describing it is this is access to the best developers in the world. We're having validators check their work. So we are having human tested, Bittensor tested, high quality agents funneling into our platform that makes us more attractive. And of course, seeing the wallet holdings is fantastic. That just shows them that this actually has real value. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And is there like a particular sector of agents that you'll be focusing on?
So briefs are coming in from anyone. You can, so miners will be, brief writers will be miners. So we've already done up the wireframe and we're QA testing. So you come in, you put in your brief, exactly what agent you want. If you are on the Bittensor network, you connect your wallet. Our agent is going to filter those to see if there are any spam ones, if we need to maybe go back and make some corrections, ask some questions to make sure that the devs can build the best agents from that. All the briefs then go, and this is all happening on sundaybar.ai, go up onto the platform, and then voting occurs. And again, voters can be minors. So we want to make sure that the best briefs go through the system. So I believe they have it set up. It's like a 48-hour voting period.
Yeah.
Then those briefs go so miners can submit or build agents against them. So the brief is actually coming from a real world problem. It is not just someone makes, yes, and brief writers I actually think are as important, like prompt writers are very important in the system. And then that goes back to the platform. Again, the community votes on the best agents. The ones that go through, they go into the platform for, like, as a preferred agent to be pushed up in search on our search. Our algorithms will push them to the top because we're like, hey, there's been like multiple dev and human touch points on this to solve that like last 20% gap on agents to make sure they work for who wants to buy them.
And is it the validator that writes the brief or the miners that write the brief?
Miners.
The miners. Okay. So I'm going to try and break this down into stickman English. So random business comes along and this business has Joe Blogs in the office that does a bit of HR, bit of admin, bit of like bookkeeping and whatever. It does a bunch of different tasks.
Yeah.
Comes to Sundae Bar and goes, hey, I want to replace Joe Blogs. These are all the process lists of everything this Joe does every day.
Yeah.
Build an agent that will replace him. So your miners then create the brief based on what needs to be done. And then that brief goes up and then miners go, hey, okay, I can make that agent. And then they go and make it. Okay. So the community votes on obviously who or which agent is best. So the business owner then gets that bot. So let's say I'm the business owner. Do I then own that agent?
No, you do a purchase for usage. So the agent then is ours. Tetzel on the Sundae Bar platform. So the developer who built it is the owner of that agent. So I guess it's not ours. It's so if Mark built your agent, he was the miner that built the best agent. It goes and lives on Sundae Bar as long as Mark wants it to live there, and he makes revenue from that agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like a bit like Amazon. Amazon actually does make stuff, but Amazon is a place where people can list their stuff and people buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is just solving for trying to make the best listed stuff that people want to buy. So the only like small little correction in your analogy is brief writers can be minors.
Yeah.
They can also just be anyone. So we actually also want to encourage anyone to come. So you could be a minor and you could be like, I have nailed this brief writing thing. I have done my homework. I understand how to make the perfect brief for the dev to make sellable agents. Great. But I also want, like, I was talking to KPMG a while back, and they have like teams ready to deploy agents into their systems. They have no idea where to start. So, it's just such a fragmented system. So we want to be able to, like, most senior level person that has no dev experience just starts to say, like, with our agent, I want an agent that does XYZ. And they're probably going to write the job description of one of their employees. And then we start filtering that down into a brief that a developer can build an agent against.
So the business owner that wants this bot, I don't have to pay anything for this brief.
No.
Okay. Sorry, I had the Bitcast cassette tape in my head, and I thought,
Yeah.
because in Bitcast you have to pay to get a brief done, and then the miners create your what you want. Okay, so
We might move to that, but at this point, it's like as frictionless as possible to be serving back high quality agents that people purchase.
Mark makes the agent. It's there listed on Sundae Bar. I then pay a subscription fee to use it. Like,
Not yet.
oh,
Oh, if you're buying it, yes. Well, Mark sets the price. Mark might be like, my agent's worth 3,000.
okay.
I don't know. It depends on the agent.
Let's say he charges $1,000 a month for this magic agent. Mark's a clever guy.
Very clever.
I then pay $1,000 a month.
Yeah.
How much does he get, and how much does Sundae Bar get?
So we take a transaction fee for sure, just like Shopify, any platform. And what the team is working in right now is what portion of that sale goes for a alpha buyback, because that's really important for us to support the whole system. So, we need to crunch the numbers, and we will absolutely release that before we go. But a portion of each agent sale will go. So just say hypothetically, Sundae Bar takes 5, buybacks 15, 20, whatever that is, Mark gets the rest. But there'll be really clear terms that we share that dispense those numbers.
So I'm being dumb here. What percentage fee roughly? Do you say like
On Sundae Bar? Well, it depends. We have to work it out. Like, we know we have our Stripe fees. We just put our payment system in yesterday. These are all hypothetical numbers. I am not allowed to officially say any numbers until we publish everything.
Okay, so let's say I want to use Mark's fabulous agent, and I set up some sort of direct debit, $1,000 a month to use it. I'm paying you or Mark through you in fiat or sterling. So behind the scenes, obviously you'll then have to pay him in sterling, I guess.
Yeah, we have so that was what we launched yesterday, was our payment system to be able to accept and distribute payments as a true marketplace. Yeah.
So hypothetically speaking, let's say your transaction fee or your top slicing is, let's call it 5%.
Yeah.
So you then take that 5%, and then you'll then this is a further discussion down the line of what you do with that 5%. And is that going to be the bulk of
Business.
Yeah, is that going to be the bulk of Sundae Bar's revenue then?
No, we will have, so that'll be one. So we have 3 streams for revenue. We have a percent of sales. We will have an ad model. Most of the UI UX on our platform will come via an agent. So when you come to the platform, you say what you're looking for. Our agent will be able to deliver what agent you want. Obviously, you have like a preferred agent, which comes at a cost. So Mark might be like, I'm going to give Sundae Bar £10,000 a year to make sure my agent is the top listed HR agent. And then what we will move into is monthly fees for hosting agents once we have the tools in there, just like Shopify. How, you have your shop on Shopify, you want all our marketing tools, you want all our analytics, which will be built into the back end. So yeah, 3 revenue streams: transaction of sales, ad, and monthly fees.
Okay, so your top agent so far is this Eve sales rep type person, and so are these real agents already on
Yeah.
place?
Yeah. So if your agent is built on LETA, right now, you can deploy your agent within Sundae Bar, test it, run it. I believe Eve is an external, and so when you click on her, you would go out to where she is. But what we want to build in is that all agents are tested, deployed within our system. So right now we're connected to LETA. But from our POV, we don't care what you build your agent on. We just want agents, and we know as a business owner, they don't care. They just want an agent that works.
Interesting. Okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have all sorts. Nice.
Yeah.
Mark, questions?
Well, I mean, I think we've covered almost everything there, haven't we? So, which is handy, but it is a case of the customizable element is very, very important. If somebody comes in with a brief and there's nothing that matches that brief right now, would multiple miners change their models, their existing agents to match that brief?
I would assume they would put an agent for that they thought matched it, or they would probably want to customize it.
Yeah. So the brief could just be, we use this software, not that software.
Yeah, it could be just switching your database.
So that's going to be, I think that last 20% is, well, it is the most important 20%, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, and that's what we've really seen, like, doing our market research, talking and what we do know, like, independent shops right now that are building customizable agents, it's just a really heavy lift, um, to get to revenue are doing well. So this solve, we believe, is, like, the answer to scale this thing to huge numbers.
Well, how huge? How big do you think this AI marketplace, this AI agent marketplace is going to be?
Oh, I don't once agents are easy to be deployable into workflows, which I see coming up, like, in the next few months, they're just gonna get better and better. I don't think there's a world where teams don't work alongside agents. Like, your efficiency and productivity are going through the roof, and everyone wants it. Um, from small businesses to large businesses obviously have more complex workflows, so they will like, their brief would come with a way more complicated, agent to be built against, because they're gonna be integrating into a bunch of different systems where a small business or a sole proprietor would probably have an easier agent. But I don't think there's a limit on it. Like, I think it's just the way of the future. I actually think it's super exciting to think how we're gonna work. Like, I feel like we've made ourselves all computers and we sit there and we move data and we look at sheets, but is that the most efficient use of our brain space? No. Like, let's put the computer back to the computer and let's open up what we might be. Like, it's pretty incredible. I'm excited for the future of working.
And over time, I guess the number of briefs is going to decrease, or the number of customizable elements will decrease because there will just be more agents on the platform. So if I type in, these are the 4 bits software that I'm using, this is like, it's just going to go, oh, this agent
Yeah.
already built.
Yeah. It
D-
could all like serve you with a box solution or, our agent prompts another question that gets a customizable agent.
Yeah, or even like, here's 3 and they're different prices, but they all say they do the
Yeah.
same thing. But this one's got loads of reviews and this one's kind of new.
Totally, and the community will sift through like, I also because we're a marketplace, obviously, Airbnb's one to think about, like, the community kind of also lets the developer and the agents that have good reviews, have had a lot of downloads, etcetera, rise to the top.
And in the future, or in the near future, if you're setting up a brand new business from scratch, instead of hiring humans, you could technically go to Sundae Bar and go, actually, I don't need an HR person. I've got that agent, salesperson, that one, email agent, that one. And your brand new
Yeah.
business is like 10 different agents.
Yeah. Yeah, and you loop them all together. I had a woman who's launching a Christmas tree ornament business,
Oh my God.
and she reached out and said, "I wanna build my whole business off agents." Like, and this is the way people are and then you have the KPMGs that are like, "We know we have to do this. We wanna, like, shift our departments to agents."
How do you get around the security issue or the privacy issue? So if let's say I'm a law firm and I want to create some sort of form of legal agent, etc., I'm really anal about my information, and
Yeah.
especially if I'm just picking an agent off, like, yeah, how do you protect users from?
Yeah, so you would, once you, like, get that agent, you would still have to give that agent access, like, the API key to your software, etcetera, whatever you're doing. I know, Harvey's a really big one with law firms, doing very well. It went from when I was in, London in January, people were talking about, like, should we use it? And now you see that a lot of them actually have integrated it into the system. And so the agent devs also have to be building with security in mind.
Okay. So what if a big client came along, KPMG or a big law firm or whatever, and said, "Look, I love what you're doing. I need an agent that does blah blah and blah, but I don't want it on your marketplace. I don't want my data to be, going to Mark, who, etc. I need it ring fenced in house." In the
Yeah.
down the roadmap, would you be able to do proper bespoke stuff that they then own, but just
Yeah.
charge a one-off fee or something?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's actually a really good point, maybe even building that into the brief. Like, maybe there's a larger fee if the agent doesn't come back to the marketplace,
Cool.
right? Don't you think? Yeah, it could be a good workaround. We are open to all ideas.
Sweet. Okay. So there's a few questions that have come in. Do you have any more questions?
Oh,
We
let me
look
see
at
the questions.
coming
No,
in?
let's go through
I
some.
feel like I'm really red. Why am I so red? Do I look red?
It's Mark. He has that effect. Um,
It's like an
uh,
allergic reaction.
right. So Heather has said, if this subnet is successful, how will alpha token holders versus PLC shareholders benefit? How will profits be split or allocated? Oh, that's a hard question because you're not allowed to talk about numbers just yet.
Well, I think, like, as top level, like, we have shareholders in Sundae Bar, and we have alpha token holders in our subnet. So as I said in the beginning, the better the marketplace does, the better the subnet does, the better our share price does. So they all kind of lift each other. I actually see them all as working together, like, as one virtuous cycle. Um, and then how will profits be split? That I'm guessing she means on the agent marketplace? The revenue from, agents, or
Well, where's the value in the business going to be captured? I think that's really the fundamental question.
Yeah.
well, I think we like, our focus is our marketplace, our business, and the other two are beneficiaries of the better the marketplace does.
I guess reading into this question, I think the wondering about are they going to be, like, are they going to be buyback and burns? Are they going to be some form of fancy way to drive value back through the alpha token? Like,
Yeah. So on that side, again, like, on our emissions, we plan to hold, and then on the revenue side, on the marketplace, doing a percent as buybacks. We've also, and taking lessons from the PLC side, you always give your employees warrants. You always want to incentivize your employees to stay, and you want to have them hold on, like, your SBAR side. So we are going to implement an employee, like, alpha treasury, where we put money in, and at the end of the year, whenever our bonuses come out, they'll get a percent of that. But it is really important for us to make sure that, like, the tokenomics of the subnet are successful, because when they are, that helps the marketplace, that helps my investors.
yeah. And I guess the tau itself going up will help the shareholders because if tomorrow you're
Yeah,
holding tau 10x, it means the alpha token has also 10x in price and market cap, which then means yeah,
exactly.
your listed company is also 10x in AUM or net asset value, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, 100%.
um, oh wow, this is a long question. Futile turtle. Assuming a commission-based
Take rate from successful. Is that our transaction sales? So that will be what Sunday Bar takes as a percent of each sale. And how do you justify that percentage? Well, as running a business, you definitely have overhead costs that you have to cover. It is very standard. Like, I believe Apple is one of the highest at 30%. We would never
yeah.
go that high. That's very high. Some, I between 5 and 10 is pretty standard. We will do the math and I will always make decisions for what makes the most sense for the business. And again, that means our subnet and our shareholders on our PLC side.
Actually, that's a really good analogy because Android and Apple's biggest revenues, I believe, is the app marketplace that they have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so Sunday Bar is just that, but for agents. I guess.
Yes.
So, and I think the second part of the question, which didn't show, is that he said, more critically, what is your plan to prevent side channeling, where a user discovers a high value agent on Sunday Bar, but then moves the transaction offsite? So if I like what Mark's agent is, I go, actually screw Sunday Bar, and try and find his contact details and go, look, I'll pay you, you know.
Yeah. So obviously you have your terms and conditions written in that if you're going to do this, but all agents, we want to be the aggregator of the agents. A lot of people that host their agents also host them on their own platforms. But if you have discoverability and trust within our marketplace, that's where you will go. So you see a lot of people like they host their products on different platforms on Amazon or Shopify or whatever, but this is the simple aggregator of them all.
Fair enough. And
Yeah, I always just think with marketplaces, the people that are really serious about it understand that the marketplace is providing a value because otherwise they've got to go and find their own clients. And there's more
Yeah.
cost finding your own clients than there is to just paying a share on the marketplace. And then side channeling, again, you get to the point where you you want to be rated on the marketplace. You
Exactly.
want, I've, this there's this many sales on this many reviews, this much revenue being generated on this agent. You start side channeling stuff, again, it's harder. I think it's very, very difficult to stop it, but
Yeah.
the more powerful your marketplace, the more likely it is that people are gonna want to funnel business through it.
Yeah.
And Battech has asked, how are you competing with AWS or Azure agents marketplace?
Yeah. So again for us, what you build your agent on, it doesn't matter. So we're not in a siloed ecosystem where you have to use their tools. Um, so we see a lot of really good independent building coming up, and we just want to be the aggregator of the best agents.
Uh,
Like even when OpenAI just launched AgentKit, I know it has sketch reviews right now, but that once that gets good, that's going to be huge for us because people will be able to build agents much easier, and therefore we will have a bigger funnel of agents coming to our platform, and we can easily connect AgentKit once it's good. We were thinking of implementing it last week, but then reviews weren't that great, so we'll watch it. But put that in, and then you can run, test, deploy your agents within our platform. You have your own agent dashboard on Sundae Bar that shows all of your agents, and you just chat to them all within our system.
Amazing. So I guess the answer is yes to Harvey's question, which is, can people create agents on NA10 or GPT and then upload the agent to Sundae Bar?
Yes. So what we're working on is connecting. So we're actually going to put a bunch of N8N templates on the platform for sale now. But what we're working on is connecting all those agent builders to the platform so you can run and test them right in Sundae Bar.
Okay. Cool. I think that's pretty much it. And I guess my sort of mini realization is that when Ridges gets going and is, the product is out there, Ridges could create agents for Sundae Bar, couldn't it?
Yes, we've already talked to Shaq about that.
Have
He's
you?
like it was our first idea. Like, right, gosh, must have been in the Bittensor time. This feels forever ago, but it was like 2 months ago because we were like, you were creating the most dynamite agent ever. Could we give you the briefs? This was actually our first plan, and you just build agents to funnel back. So that is something I would love to explore.
Yeah, because the quality.
What a smart head. Holy Moses.
Holy,
I got on a call with him and I was like, wow.
I know. Seems like all the big rains come out of Canada. You're in Canada.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah.
half of and in Canada.
Shaq's in Toronto.
Yes.
So with different coasts, but yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't a satisfactory answer to why you've got that name. Why is it called Sundae Bar?
I will reveal the true why later. Um, it came to me for number one, I'm a marketer, and I think in the tech world right now, with like Raspberry Pi, all those names, GitHub, you have such fun things to build around. Um, you can play with it. It's easy. It's also like we serve you up this, you make your creation. Like, what do you want? We'll give you the base, and then you can put your creation on top. But at one point, when this becomes like a 20 mil, 30 mil plus company, 100 mil, I will reveal. Oh, wow. Kind of like an inside joke that I have this thing with like, if I let it out and let people know it might not work in my favor. So I'm a little bit superstitious on it, but I also love the name. Like my other company was Padia. And phonetically, I loved how the AIDIA worked because it just visually looks really great. But it was hard for people to say, they couldn't remember it. And so with Sundae Bar, it's a lot easier. I did learn that people in the UK don't consume Sundays as much as they do in North America.
Yeah, we call it ice cream.
An ice cream sundae or just an ice cream?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, I think we've got this. So you've got the big kind of PLC structure backing this. You're launching a marketplace. The marketplace, the audience for that marketplace is kind of any business or anybody that wants to start a business. It's one man bands that are looking for some assistance, and it's KPMG that are looking to avoid employing 5,000 more people next year, and they just want to take on some agents instead. And you're going to list the agents. You're not going to build the agents. You're a marketplace for the agents. Anybody can build and list the agents, and then your audience will buy those agents from there. If the agents aren't quite right, that's cool because they can submit a brief and they can have one that's completely customizable. They can have sprinkles on top and a flake, no worries. Um, and then you'll take a cut. So rather than paying to submit the brief, they're going to pay ongoing fees for usage fees for actually using the agent. You will take a cut of that because you're providing the marketplace, and that cut will go back into, or some of that cut will go back into supporting your alpha token, because from the whole structure piece, it's actually the subnet that you consider the critical factor there. So you want to support the emissions, which in turn supports the alpha holders. And you're going to
Yep.
tie critical employees in with alpha-based incentives rather than equity-based incentives. No warrants here. It's going to be the alpha that's in use, and we'll take that revenue. We use it to support alpha, and that's the whole play. And
Yeah.
one day we'll find
Nailed it, Mark.
Sundae Bar.
Yeah. No, that's it. I love this business model because it is quite simple. Like marketplaces have been around forever, and when you do them right, there is massive scalability and upside. And I feel like we have a really clear path to revenue here with a lot of support,
Yeah.
including you guys.
And I get there's one other thing, like this is like a multi-angled business because you could have the best agents on your marketplace. You can have thousands of agents on your marketplace. How are you going to get eyeballs on the marketplace so that the average business owner or the average big business even knows that they have to look at Sundae Bar?
Exactly, exactly. And there's like the two big audiences. It's like the supply side and the buy side as your marketplace. And we do see them as quite different. The team actually just did the site as like dev mode, like the supply side all dark. You can see our buy side is like light and bright. The subnet is so getting payments launched yesterday was huge for us because no one's going to be making revenue if we can't accept money. The big push now is connecting the subnet to get that supply side done. And then in the background, what we're doing is working on the full marketing plan to hit the buy side. We have some ideas on ads that will definitely like A/B test in the market. But from our perspective, no one cares how that agent was built. They don't need to know all the tech part of it. They need to just have it work. And they need to be able to find it as simple as possible. Like my big thing when you're building this is like you have to build a product, which is our marketplace in this case, that like delights the user. And so it has to be as simple for them as possible to find exactly what they want. And that's where you see these companies doing such high revenue already in the AI space because they're deploying AI tools that have instant gratification. Like you look at Lovable, for example, or Veed, who's in London. Like anyone can start to play with it, and then they get something back that works from them. And that's our goal, is to make this user journey as simple as possible, and then target, like, and obviously with ads, you can target really well right now. Like, a digital team member, an AI agent, like what are those words that are actually going to land with them? I do some advisory on another company who builds AI agent, and we find like the senior mid-level manager who is actually more of the decision maker, because the senior people are still kind of like, "Rah, I don't get it." But they're able to discover, deploy it, and then push that message up. So for us on that side, targeting senior mid-level, and then you just verticalize it out. Like, are we hitting HR? Are we hitting sales? What are we targeting here?
How much do we think? What's our gut feel for how much an agent is going to cost? I know it's all down to value, but you must have done some modeling on it.
Yeah, we've definitely done projections on it. Our thought is costs will be higher initially, costs will come down, volume will go up. So if you're selling your agent for 1,000 a month, you do 10 sales. In 6 months, you might be selling it for 500 a month, but you're going to be doing 100 sales because there's no cap on that. And just like market economics, as the market becomes more saturated, better agents come in.
And how
And
many
so the good ones are going for, like, 3,000 right now.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're not cheap.
How many people are gonna be sitting at home applying for every job they can get their hands on and just deploying agents to do all of those roles?
Well, yeah, that's why I love working with Gen Z. Like, I have, sort of my team named Damien, and he just builds agents to do everything. I was like, "Well, can."
I can see Siam thinking, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna apply for I'm gonna have an agent that applies for jobs. I'm gonna get another agent that takes online interviews. I'm gonna and then I'm just gonna have agents that do absolutely everything.
Yeah, they support you.
I know.
Your teammate. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I think even, like, when we check back in, like, 6 months or whatever, I this is gonna be a very different landscape for how people are working with them.
What's gonna be the biggest challenge?
For us, um, oh my god, I'm just thinking of all my stakeholders. I think the biggest challenge any business should think of and have is that you have to nail, like I said before, that product that really delights your customer and they wanna buy it. Like, we're strategically putting all the pieces in place right now, and we are so excited about it to make sure that lands. That's having the best user journey, that's having the best agents that meet their need. But I think every business, if you just keep your focus on that, like, and this is also what I think is really great about Sundae Bar is from when I joined last fall to now, we are still building an AI agent marketplace. We have not lost that focus. We want to be the most trusted and the biggest AI agent marketplace, period. How do we get there? This is where, like, we partner with people like you who understand this ecosystem better than I do. Like, I have built my teams, whether I'm at a big company or at a small company, team is everything, and you have to surround yourself with people that know how to get you. We all have the same focus, but how do we all get there at the same time? Um, and I love leading teams for that. When you get a good team and you're firing, like it's really fun. And we're having a lot of fun right now. And we also understand that Bittensor, which is kind of incredible, it's decentralized. We also have a really big community of people that all want to support and make the whole network be better. So, we're like, bring them in. Like, it's going to take a village to build this. And we know what we know. I definitely am an expert in areas, but I am aware that we do need to also lean into people because, like, we want this to be huge. Like, it's a big bet for us. We're a big company. This is a big moment for us, and the subnet is big.
And you've already got agents on the platform. You sorted the payment mechanism out yesterday. When
Yep.
give us an indication of when we're gonna see kind of revenues flowing in properly.
Well, now that the payment's up, it will start coming in. We need more agents on the platform, hence the subnet. We did implement, you can put NA templates and prompts up there because we know people are buying those. So we're like, let's put those in, as we know they're purchasable now. So revenue should start flowing.
Nice.
kind of like
We're ready.
now.
Yeah. I know there's been some people that have been organizing their, because they actually asked if they could have them up on the marketplace, their NAT templates to put up to sell. So we should start seeing revenue generation very quick. And then we are working as quickly as we can. We do know we have to get like everything connected from the subnet to Sundae Bar right. And we love the opinions that are coming in to make that right. But when that's connected, which isn't too far out, the team is slamming it out right now. We're not actually that far away. That's when I think things get really exciting because you're having a product that you know already that people want.
And will the agents be as simple enough that even I could deploy it into my business?
I hope so. It needs to be.
If it says just go to GitHub and blah blah blah.
And pull this API and an endpoint. You're like, well, that's what I mean by on the, like, we need to be selling to people that
It's a low level. I don't know how low you think that level is, but it's a really low level. The other day I saw him turn to find a calculator because he was dividing something by 10. So whatever level you think you're operating at here, let's just duck down 10.
Yeah, I've got massive imposter syndrome. I'm dumb as two nails.
You've just always got a calculator to
you
hand.
do some really good calculations on your flip open phone in your head. Like, I was impressed. I think I still have that napkin you were doing math on.
Loves the nap.
1 equals 2.
Graphs. Yeah.
Good. Well, listen, I think we're all done here. We've answered all the questions. I've got a really clear indication of what it is that you're doing. I'm excited. The marketplace is going to be cool. The support that you've got for the alpha token is good, and the fact that the revenue is imminent. We just need to dot some I's and cross some T's with the legal department, and then you're going to be able to tell people what you're doing once you know.
Yes, exactly. I appreciate this.
But that's been cool. And you come back on Revenue Search when you've got those I's dotted and T's crossed, and
Yeah, whenever you invite me, I'm in.
Sweet.
Okay. Well, that sounds good.
And for the just over 1,000 people here today, again, we're doing a lot of streaming at the moment, but yeah, there's just over 1,000 here today. So again, thank you for your time, everyone, and thanks for those questions in. So much appreciated.
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.